try not to be too loud because I think I'm one of few people who are awake at this hour other than the staff. But the light is so perfect and it's so quiet and peaceful, and there are very few other residents of this lodge who are out and about at this hour. So I figured now would be the perfect opportunity to take the world for a little walking tour of this jungle lodge in Palenque, Mexico. We're about 2 kilometers outside the archaeological site of Palenque. Behind me here is that thatched roof restaurant, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I think they're open 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Food was okay. Wish it was a little bit better, but it could be worse, so we'll leave it at that. I had fairly modest expectations. The lodge here is like $33 US a night, which is, I know, heavily discounted. It's both off season and during this pandemic, so they, I think, reduced the rate like something like 60 or 75%. But even at like the higher rate of whatever it might be, 60 or 70 US a night, I think it would still be worth it. The place is absolutely gorgeous, and you're paying for the grounds. The casitas, these thatched roof and concrete casitas, which I will take you for a trip around later. They're very simple structures. There's no TV, no deep soaking tub, no fancy bath products. So if you're looking for a boutique jungle resort experience, this is not the place to go. If you or your family might require some more sophisticated amenities, a more luxurious atmosphere, I would probably recommend not coming here. This is very basic, no frills type of area for traveling. If you are not aware and are planning a trip to this area of the world, Francis Ford Coppola has a property in the middle of the jungles of Belize. It's called Blankano, and he had it as a family retreat. I believe he used it for writing and getting, very away from the world, you could say. I believe there's also one in Guatemala. They're both near some very large Mayan sites. In Belize, Blankano is near a site called Caracol, and the other property I believe is very near Tikal. So there's a trail of these ancient Mayan sites which have been very popular in the backpackers circuit for a lot of years, and I've kind of fallen out of touch with that subculture recently. We've been traveling to places like Europe and Asia the past almost 10 years now, so getting back here has just been really, really nice and enjoyable. All these historical archaeological sites. I've been to a bunch of these Mayan sites now over the years. It's like visiting the pyramids in Egypt. These are revered monuments that are left to the world. They are 1,000 years old or more, and not Egyptian old, but it's like, we certainly don't have anything of this nature where we live in the USA. We'll continue a little walk. I've seen other vloggers hold their camera like this. Put some sunglasses on. It's gonna start to get sunny. We were preparing to walk to breakfast about an hour ago, and keep in mind the rain's just stopped. It's been raining here for quite a while. The sun literally just came out, and there were a couple housekeepers, the staff housekeepers here, and I saw one of them was sort of fanning herself, but not in the type of way that a person would fan themselves like they were overheated or uncomfortably hot. She was fanning herself in a way that I would say someone who was very startled by something that she had just seen. Let me just cut to the chase. I have an absolutely paralyzing fear of snakes. I see them, I don't care if they're big or small, and I will scream like a little girl and run. I'm totally fine with lizards and other reptiles. It's the legless thing that just freaks me out. I have this crazy image that they're just gonna leap and attach themselves to my face like a octopus or something like that. It's just nuts. It's totally irrational. It makes no sense. I saw the expression on this woman's face, and I knew exactly what had happened. And I asked her in Spanish if it was a snake, and she nodded her head yes. And I asked her if it was a big one, and she said no, it was small. And I asked her if it was still there, and she said it had gone into the brush. Very unnerving for a guy like myself who comes into the jungle with a lot of reservations because there's tons of snakes around here, and there's bad snakes like fertilance and stuff like that, which is a deadly pit viper.
All right, hold on.
Are you sure?
Make sure it doesn't just take off. Yeah, 100%. Look at that. It's about 4 feet long. All right, it knows that it's been spotted now. Mark, can you see it?
Yeah, here, let me get down here.
Here, I'll light it up for you. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Where's the
tail.
head?
Head is all the way up there in the leaves. Can you see it?
Oh, wow.
Okay. Oh, man, this is nerve-wracking. This is the most dangerous reptile we could have come across tonight. All right, ready? Real gentle. Oh, it's starting to move. Hold on. Oh, it's biting at the snake hook. Back up, back up, back up.
Okay, where do we want to go?
Pressure flight.
Come on.
All right, everybody move back slowly. Very slowly here. We have to give this situation all of the respect in the world. Look at that. That is about a 4-foot fer-de-lance, the most dangerous snake that you can possibly come across here in the rainforest.
Here, the Rastas would call them the two-step man. Chuman, you take about 2-step. You know, the urban legends for the fer-de-lance. They're very venomous snakes. I don't know if that's what she just saw or not, but particularly the babies, they will strike unprovoked. Most snakes are often docile. They're not going to hit you unless you strike at them or they feel threatened. But the fer-de-lance are the exception to that rule. They will hit you if they feel unthreatened, just for the sport of it. I've heard these crazy stories. We were in Belize several years ago, and we were talking to a retired British Army officer who was stationed in Belize. He told the story about being on a large passenger truck, a tall truck full of Army personnel cruising through southern Belize, and probably a very narrow road. On each side of the road were like some ditches, as you could say, and apparently they were going very, very slow, maybe going through some potholes or such like that. A large fer-de-lance, and they can often leap about as long as they are. So an 8-foot snake can leap approximately 8 feet. And that's what this snake did. It leapt up from the ground, from the roadside, and tried to latch its teeth on basically anything. The only thing it can make contact with was, I think, the steel of the truck, steel component of the truck or part of the truck. And no one's toes or elbows or fingers got touched, but something I've never forgotten. So every time I see a snake or I'm in this area of the world, it's always in the back of my mind that they are there. When you hear something moving in the brush, you hope it's a bird or a rodent or something like that, but it could be a snake. All right. So in a few minutes, we're headed across the street to a local animal sanctuary, a very well-known place in the area there. But I just wanted to give a little show of the vehicles in the parking lot of the hotel, and not just to show off the cars that are parked here, but just to give an idea of where people are coming from who are visiting this area. So let's have a look, because I'm kind of curious, and I figure I'd share with everyone. There are not a lot of international travelers here right now. There are no Europeans, no Asians, a few Americans, but not a lot. Yesterday or the day before, a bunch of motorcyclists arrived, all on really nice bikes, big fat Harleys and BMWs. Have a look there. Hopefully people don't mind me taking videos of their vehicles here. But just looking at, for instance, this car here, maybe a rental car. It looks like similar to a rental car. They're from Campeche, which was where we were coming from. It's a 6-hour drive. The city of Campeche, also in the state of Campeche. This GMC behind me from Tabasco, the neighboring state of Tabasco. We're currently in the state of Chiapas, way down in southern Mexico. The neighboring state to the north is Tabasco, and the capital city of Tabasco is a city called Villahermosa. We were thinking of going to Villahermosa up until yesterday when we took a tour of Palenque, and our tour guide, Salvador, an awesome tour guide, and I will post his information, because if you're coming to Palenque, please hook up with Salvador. He's an awesome tour guide, speaks very, very good English, and is having some tough financial times right now, like many tour guides around here. And I'll tell you some background information. He offered to take us on a tour for 600 pesos, which is about less than $30 for a 2-hour tour. And into the tour, he started confiding in us. He was a really nice guy. We got along well. He told us that his economic situation is very, very bad. And, unlike the U.S., Mexico has got no unemployment compensation for people who have lost their jobs due to COVID or otherwise. So if you've been unemployed for 7, 8, 9 months, you're just on your own, and people are going homeless, they're going hungry. It's a very, very dire situation in many cases. So Salvador confided in us. He just said we were basically his saviors, because he was just at his wit's end financially. He had already pawned his car, he had pawned his computer, he had sold basically most everything that he owned just to keep a roof over his head and feed his family. I later asked him how much is it normally for a tour. I know it wasn't 600 pesos, so he said it was normally 1,300 pesos, and so we did our best to give him as much as we could. Salvador, I hope that helped make your day yesterday better. I don't know how long that'll tie him over, of course, but when you come down here, take into consideration, before you start haggling with people for goods and services that are probably pretty fairly priced to begin with. Coming from the U.S., the U.S. dollar or the pound sterling or the euro or even the Canadian dollar has a tremendous value over the Mexican peso. So before you start haggling with local people around here for products that you're buying or services that they're offering you, put yourselves in their situation just for a minute or two and think, how far is this 20 US dollars or this 50 or 60 US dollars or maybe even this 5 US dollars? How long is that going to help them, and how far is that going to help feed their family and pay their rent and stuff like that, pay their bills? And then how long is it going to take you to recover financially from a $5 overpayment when you think you could probably have haggled your way down to save a few more bucks? It's not always the right thing to do, people. Just because you can get away with things, people might be passive, they might be real desperate for money, so they don't want to lose the money that they think they could get from you. If you can help support people in this time, I really encourage people to do so. Not just even this pandemic and this financial crisis that we're struggling through, but anytime you travel in this area of the world. Haggling has its place. I know certain cultures revere haggling. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't like haggling, and I do like helping people when we're in the position to do so. Back to where we're going, the car tour. This GMC, they're from Tabasco, Villahermosa, the nearest big city to where we are right now, which is about a 2.5-hour ride. This Ford Explorer right there, also from Tabasco. Chevy van full of a family that's by the pool right now, also from Tabasco. This burgundy car, which also looks like a rental car, from Tabasco. So you can see the majority of guests at this property right now, and perhaps in Palenque in general, are likely from Villahermosa or the state of Tabasco at the very least. The motorcyclists are from a variety of places. They look like they're on a long-distance bike ride, because I see their plates are from faraway states like Nuevo Leon. That bike right there is from Guanajuato, which is a state in more central Mexico. All right, we're headed off to the animal sanctuary. Killer animal sanctuary right across the street from our jungle lodge, where this guy lives, or girl. We don't know if there's a lad or a lass, but a beautiful smile nonetheless. According to the sign here, which I'll pan over to, this is an animal sanctuary here in Palenque, Mexico. They rescue a lot of animals who are maybe purchased as house pets or were being smuggled through airports for nefarious purposes, like the sale of exotic animals. And so they're living here in this beautiful environment. It's really a pretty place where we'll be spending several hours today. Cheers, mate. You got a beautiful smile. I hope life is good. Well worth the 150 peso entry fee. I will say again, because you get to see creatures like this. American crocodile. I don't know why he or she is so decorated with flowers. I've never seen a reptile adorn themselves with fresh lilies, but hey, whatever they're into, right? Who am I to tell an American crocodile how to dress or what flowers to wear? You could see, there's the gallivanting wife. You could see this path, and across from here are the monkeys. There's some spider monkeys that were playing. I got some video of those earlier, which I'll post. I don't see, there they are out there still. What a beautiful habitat. I don't know how many acres of land this project has, or I'd like to learn some more about it. So I will post the name of the facility and hopefully a little bit more information, because I didn't really know much going into this. You know, you visit some of these animal sanctuaries around the world, and some of them can be really, really depressing and disheartening, and just kind of wish you hadn't gone. But this is not one of those experiences. Not every day a guy like myself who lives in a big city gets to come to a dense jungle and see a bunch of exotic animals. Now, granted, they're not exactly in the wild, but probably as close as I will ever get to seeing some of these creatures. I don't know the financial backing of this establishment or this. I know it's a non-profit organization that runs it, but I don't know too much about it. So hopefully we'll learn more. This is how we learn, right? By going places, meeting people, right? Let's see. This is sort of the last leg of this gorgeous park. So glad we came here. Thanks to the gallivanting wife, who, as I've said in previous messages, is equally involved with all this traveling as I. She's just not on camera. One day we'll get her on camera. Oh, I'm stepping on leafcutter ants. Sorry if I just... Anyone want to look at a village of leafcutter ants? They're pretty amazing creatures. I'll try to zoom in on them a little bit better. Carrying the leaves. The sun is setting here in Palenque, and every morning at dawn and every evening at dusk, the resident howler monkeys really come alive. You can probably hear them in the trees right now. I think there are 3 of them. The place is really gorgeous. This whole town is gorgeous. Maybe we'll head this way. On the way, get a little tour of the property. I'll post the name of this property in a minute. Try to look for the tree branches start to move a little bit, and you can tell it's not the wind that's moving them. It was raining this morning. Monkeys wake up right at the sunrise. They come out at dusk and dawn. But it was thunder and lightning this morning at dawn, so we didn't get the monkeys. But now at dusk, they're back. And howling. The howler monkeys are howling. Okay, I told everyone I'd give you a tour of our casita. This is our thatched roof casita. As you see, it's all concrete. It's not really thatched and bamboo or wood. Comes with a beautiful hammock. You can see our neighbors have a hammock too. If you walk in, very simple room. Bathroom's behind there. You can have them make a lovely elephant for you. I think you can get up to like 4 beds in a room, even if you have a family. But very affordable, $33 US a night we're paying. And beautiful grounds, great location. Highly recommend it. So if you are coming here, check it out. Hotel La Aldea. If you're in Palenque, give it a go.